So it's Miss Cool coming back on here today. I wanted to address my last video about taking meds and no therapy. I believe I got the estimation wrong on pot. So I think it was like I heard people can smoke 5 joints a day, which is, 30 a week. It doesn't really matter. I mean, I was totally wrong on that. So I want to get back on here, talk a little bit about the therapy that I've had and how it changed my life, and how just doing medication and thinking a pill can talk to you, or a pill can break through to you on some different things in your life, so you could step up and re-examine your behavior, what comes out of your mouth. And I think the main thing that I heard a lot in therapy was, first of all, shaming. I learned about how people can shame you from your mistakes, and how mistakes and shame are two different things that get confused. I know a lot of people don't want to accept the fact that they need a therapist. I know that people have a really hard time accepting the fact that uh, why they're even on a pill, or smoking doobies, or over drinking, or just acting up. It's tough. But you know what? Sometimes you need to get some help. And I'm not successful right now in a few areas in my life. I'm not in a relationship. Um, I don't think there's an expiration date on when you're done working on you. I think that you can continue to do that and get through the different things you need to get through. But I can also tell you that learning to love yourself and accept the things about yourself is probably one of the biggest goals that I feel like I've accomplished. And it's really sad to have family members like my sister and I. We don't get along at all. I've tried to let her know that my feelings mean something. Kanye gets on. People get on a video, and they try to express herself to people, especially to people that have hurt them or betrayed them or not treated them fairly, or use their past to cover their mistakes and their accountability, why you can't have a relationship. So, I let my sister guilt me for years. One story is about a bike my brother gave me. He gave me this little bike, what was quite big and bouncy, with a big front tire, three-wheeler, where the child can stand on the back. And for years and years, my sister's guilted me over this bike. So it was a breakthrough one day, because she kept telling me all my life, when my brother Brian gave me this bike, he actually stole it. We kind of were poor growing up, and he got this bike for me and brought it home. It was such a cool bike, you guys, my brother Brian. And I can go back and talk to you about this, because this could happen with your siblings. That same sister got my stuffed animal that was a big, big, big snowball stuffed animal, ripped its eye out. It was a Siamese cat with a long neck and had green diamond eyes. She ripped it out. My brother Brian actually sewed that back on. So then he brings me home this bike that's a three-wheeler, and she wanted to ride it. And it was the kind of bike that you could step up on the back and hold the person in front of you's shoulders to ride in the front, pedaling. Really cool. Just had those little sprockets and little spoked rims, just really rode nice. And so she hounded me and hounded me to let her get on that. And so I said, sure, get on. I was 5 years old about. So I pushed her, and she turned this corner where I was pushing her, and these people's parking lot and around these duplexes in Southern California. And of course, she ended up falling in these rose bushes. And for years and years, till I'm late in life, you guys, this is how long people hold on to hurt and actually believe other people shaming them. I was just a strong child, and she used that against me all my life. You pushed me in the rose bushes. blah, blah, blah. See, this is where parents can be therapists and show children love and sit down and talk with them about accidents and things like that. But with no therapy to go through, she obviously was holding that and was distorted about that. And she was in charge of the bike. I was in the back pushing barefoot. Come on now. So children cannot accept things, and then they gravitate in life towards the excuses of, it's your fault, I'm the victim, never growing, never maturing, and never accepting responsibility or accountability. I'm not ashamed to get on here and tell you that a therapist said, Pamela, you need to be reparented. That's the prescription I was given in a therapy office. So I can say no. I can stay away from sick people that want an enabler, that want me to control them and enable them to drink or enable them to let me feel sorry for them and try impossibly to fix them. I'm not doing it. I can't fix you, Paula, my sister. I can't do any of that. But what I can do is back off from you. Because the people that want to shame, oh my goodness gracious, they just shame and shame and shame and shame. And we all make mistakes. So shaming and mistakes can never be combined as one. It's wrong. So if you're shaming, that goes along with bullying, non accountability, no therapy, just not being accountable for your words. It doesn't work. So anyway, long story short, she did it one last time to me. And I was probably a couple years ago, so I'm 65 now. So I carried that all my life, this same story that she continually brought up to control and shame. And I can get on here and talk about it, whether she's listening or not. It could actually affect somebody's life that's listening. I may have 35 followers. It could affect one person, and that's all I care about. If somebody in your life or one of your brothers or sisters are shaming you to control you, I mean, I don't know. Could they be jealous? Could they be control freaks? I don't know. All I know is I stood up to her a couple years back over this bike situation that I purposely pushed her in these rose bushes when I was just a strong child and she was steering and turned too sharp and ended up in these roses. I stood up to her and I said, Paula, I'm a grown woman. We're both grown women. I've made my share of mistakes, but at 5 years old, I didn't intentionally premeditate you to fall in any rose bush. But I've been carrying it, and I no longer will. So with that in mind, you tell this story to somebody that'll listen to it someday, whether I'm here or not, and they'll say, wow, I know somebody like that, and I need to calmly stand up to them, because they like it if you feel bad. And say, look, I'm not going to tolerate this any longer. You're not shaming me. And that's my final word. The curtain's closed, and you live your life. So it's Miss Cool talking to you about that, okay? Because they had to do that on The Wizard of Oz. Toto ran down that long hall with the, guy behind the curtain making all those sounds. I mean, he scared the lion, and I love that lion. That lion ran so fast down that hall, he hauled ass and jumped out that window. The lion that didn't have courage. But Toto came back and pulled that curtain back, didn't he? And saw that those voices and big loud sounds were just from a small person. So before someone shames you and bullies you, be Toto. Pull the curtain back. It's Miss Cool saying, have a great day, man.